Welcome back to the show. You know, one of the best aspects about living in Washington State is our access to nature. There are so many wonderful things to do, but we sometimes forget about that. Well, never fear, help is here. 52 Ways to Nature is your seasonal guide to a wilder year. And outdoor travel writer Lauren Braden joining me now with a few favorite spots. Thank you for, first of all, writing this book.
Yeah,
well,
you're
keeping
welcome.
it.
Good.
Now, I love it because it's true. We do forget certain places. We forget to find something new. And you're a travel writer, also experienced in trip planning. What made you want to write this guide?
I wrote this book to help people get more nature into their everyday lives, our everyday hectic lives, year-round.
Yeah.
I really think that if we connect with nature on an everyday basis, that we're more inspired to protect it.
Yes.
More motivated to protect it, which is so important to teach kids.
Yes.
And when I first moved to this region, I would have loved to have had a guide like this, because getting outdoors when you're not an outdoors person yet can be really intimidating.
It really can.
Like, how do you know if this berry is edible, and how do you know how to hold your kayak paddle?
Yes.
And so I wrote this book with the novice in mind, so that it really holds your hand through these activities step by step.
I love it. I love that it's really easy for people to understand. Out of the 52 ways, you've chosen 6 favorites right now, so let's get started. You say first, go birding.
Go birding. I love birds. That's how I got into nature myself. And the reason I think this is such an accessible outdoor activity for anyone is because birds are everywhere.
Yeah.
I just saw Caspian terns fly overhead here on their way to eat salmon in Puget Sound.
Oh,
right
neat.
Overhead. They're literally everywhere, in the city, in the mountains, at the beach. And you don't need equipment to get started. It's great to have binoculars, but you don't need them.
You could just look.
You can just look. There's actually a free app called Merlin that will help you identify the birds in your backyard or in your city park. Or you can get a bird guide. And what I recommend people do is go out on a walk and make a list of the birds that you see.
Okay.
And this app will help you identify what you're seeing. And over time, throughout the year, you'll see different birds. We have great birds that come here just for the winter. So this is a great way to get out when it's like cold and rainy and you need to get outside.
That's genius.
Go out and see birds.
And I heard doing that with the kids is super fun as well.
Yeah.
Second is sea kayaking, which sounds a little intimidating, but you
It does.
kind of calm us down here?
Yes. I recommend going to a place that will give you a tutorial.
Okay.
Northwest Outdoor Center on Lake Union is my top spot. That's where I got into a kayak for the first time. And they'll tell you how to get in and out of the boat without tipping it, how to maneuver the kayak to turn around, how to deal with waves so that you don't flip the boat. So starting simple like that is a great idea. Definitely don't buy a kayak. They're very expensive until you get really into it.
Until you
then
know
can get
exactly
your own.
what you want. Until you're not going in circles around and around in the lake like some people have done. Okay, hike a glacier. That's amazing, and we have one here.
We have a lot of them here. Washington has more glaciers than any other state in the lower 48. Woo! It surprises people because they think it would be Montana with Glacier National Park. The bad news is they're shrinking because of climate change. So go and hike to one and see it for yourself, and then find out ways that you can help protect our glaciers.
I love it. My favorite, find weird geology.
Yes, also Washington is known, we're in like one of the most geologically active places on Earth. We've got 5 active volcanoes. All of eastern Washington was scoured out by the Missoula flood, so there's all these really cool basalt rock formations. The Columbia Gorge also has this big plug volcano called Beacon Rock that's really cool. You can hike to the top of it.
I love it.
And our sea stacks out on the coast, those are basalt rocks that have been eroded by waves.
Which
They're
is
really
amazing.
neat.
We only have a couple minutes left, so I want to get through the last 2. Hunt for beach treasure.
That's beachcombing. You can do it anywhere and just see whatever strikes your fancy. If it's a cool piece of driftwood or a neat rock, it might be your new favorite piece of home decor.
I love that. And then dig for your dinner.
Yes, and this one's really great for kids because kids love to dig and find treasure. So go to a clamming beach. I recommend Dosewallop State Park on Hood Canal if you're just getting started.
Okay.
And you need a shellfish license and just a garden shovel and a bucket. And then you take the clams home and steam them up with some garlic and butter. It's a really tangible way to connect to Puget Sound.
I had never dug for clams before in my entire life, and we did it last summer.
Yeah.
With our meteorologist Rich Marriott showed us how to do it, and Jake Wittenberg. And it was so fun.
It is
And
so
the kids
fun.
were so excited when they would find a clam.
Yep.
And then we went back to the campsite and just cooked them up.
Right. It's great to do it at the campsite because cooking clams does smell up your kitchen, so it's great to do outside.
Do it outdoors. What is the best way to use this book? I noticed you have a nature notebook at the end of every chapter.
Yes, the
which
nature
I think
notebook.
is neat.
It's like a prompt to when you do your activity. The nature prompt helps you form a memory of it.
Yeah.
You write about it, what you saw and heard and smelled and touched, and that way you have that forever.
I love that. What are some great websites, real quick, before I let you go, that are good for people to know about? I know recreation.gov.
Yep, especially for camping. There's a lot of hiking in this book, and Washington Trails Association's website, WTA.org, is an essential stop for hikers to check for trip reports and trail conditions. And if you're interested in getting into bird watching, I really recommend the Seattle Audubon, which is seattleaudubon.org.
I have to say, what's essential is this book, 52 Ways to Nature. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having
joining
me.
us.
I'm so happy to be here and to talk about it.
I am so excited, but I have to go. Sorry, y'all. It's time for me to get out in nature and enjoy